Akkam jirtu barattoota nagaa keessanii iddoo jirtan hundumatti nageenyi waaqayyo isiniif haa ta'u. Barattoota Remedialii bara 2017tti yuunivarsiitiilee biyyattii keessa jirtan hundumaadhaaf mojuuliin barnoota keessanii akka jijjiirame hundumti keessanuu quba qabdu. Haa ta'u malee garuu jijjiiramuun mojuulii kanaa iddootti jijjiiramuu qabiyyee yoo ta'e malee qabiyyee haaraan itti dabalame tokkollee hin jiru. Kanuma isin dura barattan waan ta'eedhaafi isinirratti dhiibbaa tokkollee kan hin qabne ta'uu asumarraan isiniif eeruun barbaada። እንደምናችሁ ተማሪዎች ሰላም ናችሁ? ባላችሁበት የጌታ ሰላም ይብዛላችሁ። እንግዲህ በ2017 በኢትዮጵያ ዩኒቨርሲቲዎች ለሬሜዲያል ትምህርት የገባችሁ ተማሪዎች ሞጁላችሁ መቀየሩን ግንዛቤ ያላችሁ፣ ይሁን እንጂ የሞጁሉ መቀየር በእናንተ ትምህርት ላይ ምንም አይነት ተጽዕኖ እንደሌለው ለማረጋገጥ እፈልጋለሁ። ማጥናት መምህራን የሚሏችሁን ማድረግና መተግበር እንዲሁም ደግሞ እኛ በዩቱብ በኩል የምናደርግላችሁን እገዛዎች መከታተል ብቻ ይጠበቅባችኋል እንጂ በእናንተ ነጥብ ላይ ምንም ተጽዕኖ እንደሌለው በድጋሚ ላረጋግጥላችሁ እፈልጋለሁ። ሀራ ቪዲዮ ከነ keessatti mojuulii haaraa isiniif qophaa'e keessaa boqonnaa tokko mata dureewwan 5 irratti kan xiyyeeffate gaaffiiwwan gara 20 ta'an viidiyoo kana keessatti isiniif qabadhee dhiyaadheera. Kanaaf isinis waa'ee definition and the use of history, method of historical study, origin of human beings, emergence of state, features, interdependence, and achievements of major civilization kan jedhani irra boqonnaa tokko uwwisuu akka dandeenyuudhaaf ቪዲዮ kanaan isiniif dhufeeraa jechuudha. ተማሪዎች በዚህ ቪዲዮ ዛሬ የምናየው definition and the use of history, method of historical study, origin of human beings, emergence of state, features, interdependence, and achievements of major civilization የሚሉ የአንደኛ ምዕራፍ ይዘቶችን እንዳስሳለን። ከኔ ጋራ ቆዩ። Choose the correct answer from the given alternatives. Question number 1. What is the primary purpose of studying history? A. To memorize dates and names without analyzing their significance. B. To understand how past events shape the present and influence the future. C. To create fictional stories about the past without evidence. D. To focus only on wars, political leaders, ignoring social and cultural aspects. ፋይዳን ቀየመችው በርኖተ ሂስትሪ ማሊ የሂስትሪ ጥናት ጥቅሙ ምንድን ነው? Question number 2. One of the primary use of history is to provide lessons from past success and features, helping societies make informed decisions. Which of the following best describes this role of history? A. History is useful only for historians and does not affect modern society. B. Studying history allows societies to avoid repeating past mistakes and build on previous successes. C. History has no practical application and should only be studied to entertainment purpose. D. The study of history focuses only on remembering ancient civilization and does not apply to current events. To understand how past events shape the present and influence the future is the primary purpose of studying history. A is incorrect because history involves analysis, not merely memorization. C is also incorrect. Why? Because history is based on factual evidence, not on fiction. D is again incorrect. The reason? History includes social, economic, and cultural aspects, not just wars. Therefore, B is the correct answer for question number 1. Studying history allows societies to avoid repeating past mistakes and build on previous successes. Is best description of the role of history. A is incorrect. The reason, because history affects law, politics, and decision making in modern societies. C is again incorrect, because history has practical applications in governance, economy, and social policies. D is also incorrect, because history helps to explain modern political and social structures. Reasonably, B is the correct answer. Question number 3. Which of the following best explains why history is important for human development? Kanneen armaan gaditti eeraman keessa barbaachisummaa histiriin ጉድነ ኢልመነማ keessatti qabu sirriitti kan ibsu kami? ከዚህ በታች ከተዘረዘሩ አረፍተ ነገሮች በሰው ልጆች እድገት ውስጥ የሂስትሪን ድርሻ በአግባቡ የሚገልጸው የቱ ነው? A. It provides entertainment through storytelling without offering any practical knowledge. B. It helps people and societies learn from past experience to make informed decisions about the future. C. It only focuses on wars and battles, ignoring economic and cultural developments. D. It is useful only for historians and does not have relevance in modern society. Kun tamsaasa GO Lesson 17 Tubeeti. GO Lesson 17 Tubein barnoota histirii barattoota Remedialii bara 2017dhaaf qophii irra jirtaniidhaaf muujulii haaraa irratti hundaa'uudhaan gaaffii qabatee isiniif dhiyaatedha. Marree tamsaasni keenya namoota hedduu bira akka ga'uudhaaf ሼር፣ ላይክ fi ኮመንት gochuu hin dagatina. ይህ የጂኦ ሌሰን 17 ቲዩብ ትምህርታዊ ስርጭት ነው። ለ2017 በተዘጋጀው አዲስ የሂስትሪ ሞጁልን መነሻ በማድረግ ይህን ቪዲዮ ይዞላችሁ ቀርቧል። ለዚህ ለብዙዎች ደርስ ዘንድ ይህን ቪዲዮ ሼር፣ ላይክ፣ ኮመንት እና ሰብስክራይብ ማድረግን አትዘናጉ። History is important for human development to help people and societies to learn from past experience and make informed decisions about the future. So, under question number 3, choice A is incorrect. Why? Because history is not just for entertainment, but it provides valuable lessons. C is incorrect, because history includes all aspects of human civilization, not only war. D is incorrect, because history influences politics, economics, and culture today. As a result, B is the correct answer. Question number 4. Which of the following best describes how history is used in nation building? Kanneen armaan gaditti eeraman keessa qooda histiriin ijaarama biyyaa keessatti qabu kan ibsu kami? ከዚህ በታች ከተዘረዘሩት በሀገር ግንባታ ውስጥ የሂስትሪን ድርሻ በአግባቡ የሚገልጸው የቱ ነው? A. It creates myths about national identity without relying on facts. B. It helps construct a sense of shared heritage, unity, and collective memory. C. It discourages cultural diversity by focusing only on one group's experiences. D. It is irrelevant to modern political and social institutions. Question number 5. Which of the following is not considered as a reliable method of historical study? A. Examining primary sources such as letters, government records, and personal diaries. B. Conducting archaeological excavation to study ancient artifacts and ruins. C. Using superstitions and myths as factual evidence without verification. D. Comparing different historical interpretations to gain a broader perspective. Good. History is used in a national building. History has a paramount role in nation building by helping a sense of shared heritage, unity, and collective memory. A is incorrect because myths are different from factual history. C is also incorrect. History includes diverse perspectives. D is again incorrect because modern institutions often use history to shape policies. Therefore, B is the correct answer for question number 4. Using superstitions and myths as factual evidence without verification is not considered as a reliable method of historical study. A is correct because primary sources provide first-hand accounts for history. B is also correct because archaeology uncovers physical evidence. D is also the correct about history because analyzing multiple interpretations reduces biases. But C is not correct. Question number 6. What is one major limitation of oral traditions as a method of historical study? A. They are always completely inaccurate and should not be considered as historical evidence. B. They often change over generations, leading to alterations in details and accuracy. C. They do not provide any information about past events. D. They are more reliable than written sources in every case. Question number 7. According to modern archaeological and genetic evidence, where did the earliest ancestors of modern humans first evolve? A. Europe. B. Asia. C. Africa. D. North America. The major limitation of oral traditions as a method of historical study is they often change over generations, leading to alterations in detail and accuracy. A is incorrect because oral traditions do contain valuable historical issues. C is incorrect because oral traditions preserve history in non-literate societies. D is incorrect because written sources are sometimes more precise. For this reason, B is the correct answer. Africa is the earliest home of ancestors of modern humans first evolved. So, the correct answer is C. Question number 8. Which factor was most responsible for the shift from hunter-gatherer societies to settled agricultural communities? A. The discovery of fire. B. The invention of the wheel. C. The domestication of plants and animals. D. The development of trade routes. Question number 9. Which of the following best explains why historical events must be studied using various sources and perspectives? A. Different sources provide a more complete and balanced understanding of the past. B. Only written records are reliable for historical studies, and other sources are unimportant. C. Oral traditions and archaeology should not be considered in historical studies. D. History should be studied using only one version to avoid confusion. Okay? The domestication of plants and animals is the most responsible for the shift from hunter-gatherer societies to settled agricultural communities. So, choice A is incorrect. Why? Because fire was discovered earlier but did not lead directly to settled life. B is also incorrect because the wheel came after agriculture. D is again incorrect because trade became significant after settlements formed. Reasonably, C is the correct answer. Different sources provide a more complete and balanced understanding of the past. Can best explains why historical events must be studied using various sources and perspectives. But B is incorrect because archaeological and oral evidences also provide valuable information to history. C is incorrect because non-written sources are crucial for understanding pre-literate societies. D is again incorrect. The reason: a single perspective can be biased or incomplete. So A is the correct answer. Question number 10. Which of the following is an example of a primary source? A. A textbook written by a historian summarizing past events. B. A letter written by a soldier during a historical war. C. An article written about a past event based on previous research. D. A documentary film about an ancient civilization created in the modern era. Question number 11. Which of the following historical research methods involve studying physical remains such as fossils, tools, and ancient buildings? A. Archaeological analysis. B. Oral traditions. C. Written records. D. Mythological studies. A letter written by a soldier during historical war is an example of primary sources. A is incorrect because textbooks are secondary sources that interpret primary sources. C is incorrect again because articles summarizing past research are secondary sources. D is again incorrect. Documentaries, unless using direct footage, are secondary sources. So B is the correct answer. Archaeological analysis method involves studying physical remains such as fossils, tools, and ancient buildings. B is not the answer because oral traditions involve spoken history. C is incorrect because written records do not include physical remains. Again, D is incorrect. The reason: myths are often not historically variable. So, A is the correct answer. Question number 12. Modern scientific evidence suggests that the earliest human ancestors originated from which continents? A. Europe. B. Asia. C. Africa. D. South America. Question number 13. Which of the following was a key factor in the emergence of early states? A. The development of settled agriculture, which allowed surplus food production and population growth. B. The continued practice of a nomadic lifestyle with little organization. C. The complete absence of trade and economic activity in early societies. D. The refusal of people to create organized governance or laws. Africa is the home of the earliest human ancestors. So, C is the correct answer. Question number 13. The development of settled agriculture, which allowed surplus food production and population growth, was a key factor in the emergence of early states. B is incorrect because states formed when people settled in one places. C is again not the answer because trade was essential to early economies. D is not the answer because laws and governments were central to state formation. As a result, A is the correct answer for question number 13. Question number 14. Which of the following characteristics was common among early major civilizations such as Mesopotamia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley? A. They developed near rivers, which provided water, fertile land, and trade routes. B. They avoid trade and interaction with other civilizations. C. They relied solely on hunting and gathering rather than agriculture. D. They did not develop written language. Question number 15. Which early civilization in the Horn of Africa was known for its advanced trade networks, use of a written script, and adoption of Christianity? A. Aksum. B. Great Zimbabwe. C. Mali Empire. D. Songhai Empire. They developed near rivers which provided water, fertile land, and trade routes. B is incorrect. Why? Trade was vital to their economies. C is again incorrect because agriculture was the foundation of these civilizations. D is again incorrect because they all developed writing systems. So, A is the correct answer for question number 14. Aksum is an early civilization in the Horn of Africa, which is known for its advanced trade networks, use of a written script, and adoption of Christianity. So, A is the correct answer. Question number 16. Which played a significant role in the social and political organization of the Oromo people? A hierarchical leadership structure based on generational classes. B. A monarchy where kings ruled for life without change. C. A lack of any formal governing system. D. A reliance only on foreign influence for governance. Question number 17. Which of the following discoveries provided the strongest evidence that early humans used tools for survival? A. The construction of pyramid in Egypt. B. The discovery of stone tools in Olduvai Gorge, Tanzania. C. The use of cave paintings in France and Spain. D. The first evidence of written language in Mesopotamia. Okay. A hierarchical leadership structure based on generational classes is a significant role in the social and political organization of the Oromo people, which is known as Gada system. B is incorrect. Why? Because Gada was not a monarchy. C is again not the answer because Gada was a structured governance system. D is incorrect because Gada was an indigenous system. For this reason, A is the correct answer for question number 16 about Oromo governance system of Gada. Question number 17. The discovery of stone tools in Oldova Gorge, Tanzania provides the strongest evidence that early humans used tools for survival. A is not correct because pyramids were built by an advanced civilization, not early humans. C is incorrect because cave paintings do not prove tool usage. D is not the answer because writing came much later. So B is the correct answer. Question number 18. Which of the following major civilization was known for creating one of the first legal courts in recorded history? A. The Indus Valley Civilization. B. The Shang Dynasty of China. C. The Babylonian Civilization. D. The Kingdom of Kush. Question number 19. Which early civilization in the Horn of Africa was known for its trade with the Roman Empire, India, and the Arabian Peninsula? A. The Mali Empire. B. The Aksumite Kingdom. C. The Ghana Empire. D. The Songhai Empire. The Babylonian civilization was known for creating one of the first legal codes in recorded history. A and B are not the answer because they did not produce the earliest law codes, while D is again incorrect, known for its trade rather than legal codes. So C is the correct answer. The Aksumite Kingdom in the Horn of Africa was known for its trade with the Roman Empire, Indian, and the Arabian Peninsula. For this reason, B is the correct answer. Question number 20. Which of the following best explains why population movements occurred in the Horn of Africa throughout history? A. The search for fertile land, trade opportunities, and political stability. B. The lack of any environmental changes affecting human settlement. C. The permanent settlement of all communities with no migration. D. The total isolation of the region from external influence. The search for fertile land, trade opportunities, and political stability best explains why population movements occurred in the Horn of Africa throughout history. But B is not the answer. Why? Because environmental change influence migration. C is incorrect because migration was common in history. D is incorrect because the region was connected to trade routes. So the correct answer is A.
Chaanalii keessan Ji'oolessan 17 Tiyuubii waan daawwattaniif galatooma. Ji'oolessan 17 Tiyuub chaanaalaachuun sila gobanyaachuu አመሰግናለሁ። Ji'oolessan 17 Tiyuub chaanaalii milkoomina egeree dhalootaaf dhimmu.